You're about to hear the chilling actual cockpit recordings of Australia's greatest aviation mystery as it unfolds.
Rainforest, it's jungle. It is so dense that you couldn't see someone a metre away. Bad weather with turbulence that you couldn't believe and lose the vacuum pump.
X-ray, Roger, Sydney. Your lowest safe in that area is 6,000 at this time. If you continue heading towards the coast, towards Williamtown, sir. X-ray, Sydney. X-ray, Sydney.
Kaito Nakamura was a veteran sailor. He'd spent decades navigating the treacherous waters of the Pacific. Typhoons, tsunamis, rogue waves, he had seen it all. But when he entered the Devil's Sea, he vanished. It was April 17th, 2003. Kaito was captaining a research vessel, the Kaguya Maru, on a routine mission near the southern coast of Japan. The weather was clear. The radars showed nothing unusual. The ocean was calm. At 3:22 p.m., he radioed in one final report. All readings normal. We're heading east. And then, silence. Search teams found nothing. No wreckage, no emergency beacon, just a dead signal and an empty sea. Kaito was never heard from again. The Devil's Sea had claimed another ship. East of Japan, between the Izu Islands and the Ogasawara Archipelago, lies a stretch of ocean known as the Devil's Sea, or, as it's called in Japan, Mano Umi. It's been feared for centuries. Japanese fishermen once refused to sail through it. Some called it cursed. Others believed ancient dragons lived beneath the waves. But the fears weren't just superstition. Between 1952 and 1954, 5 Japanese military research vessels disappeared here. No distress calls, no survivors. In response, the Japanese government officially declared the area a danger zone. Even earlier, in 1949, the freighter Kaguya Maru vanished in calm weather. Her last message, sea is flat, all good. She was never found. And these weren't pirate attacks or enemy fire. These ships were swallowed whole by something deeper, darker, something in the Devil's Sea. There are also stories dating back to the 19th century. In 1881, a wooden merchant vessel called the Shinano Maru was reportedly seen drifting near the Bonin Islands. When it was boarded by fishermen, it was completely abandoned. Meals half-eaten, tools laid out, but no crew. What could force a full crew to vanish without struggle or sign of escape? No one knows. So what makes the Devil's Sea so terrifying? Some scientists believe it's the Pacific's perfect storm zone. The warm Kuroshio current collides with cold northern waters, spawning sudden typhoons, whirlpools, and deadly fog. Weather conditions here change in minutes. Calm seas can become roaring walls of water. Others point to underwater volcanic activity. The seafloor here is alive. Japan sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a region with intense seismic activity. Underwater eruptions can destabilize the ocean, release massive gas pockets, and send ships to the bottom without warning. One theory suggests that methane hydrates trapped in the seabed can be released explosively. These bubbles reduce water density so drastically that ships lose buoyancy and sink immediately, leaving little or no wreckage behind. And then there's the magnetic interference. Pilots and captains report failing compasses, spinning gyros, and corrupted GPS. Some vessels simply vanish from radar, as if the ocean itself erases them. In 1989, a cargo ship named Tenyo Maru II reported instruments going haywire just before communication dropped. When divers later found the wreck, its hull looked as if it had been crushed inward. No signs of fire, no explosion, just implosion. Even modern ships fear this place. Kaito Nakamura wasn't the only one. In 1997, the Seiryu Maru, a deep-sea fishing vessel, radioed in that it was taking on water. By the time rescue arrived, only oil and broken nets floated on the surface. In 2007, a sightseeing boat, Kaguya Maru, vanished during a day tour. The weather had been perfect. The Coast Guard searched for weeks, not a single trace. And in 2021, a fully automated weather drone lost contact for 14 minutes while crossing the Devil's Sea. When it reconnected, it had drifted 12 miles off course, with corrupted memory files and melted components. And these are just the cases that get reported. Fishing boats disappear here regularly. Local legends tell of ships vanishing in the fog, sometimes within sight of the coast. The Japanese Coast Guard has unofficial protocols. When a vessel enters the Devil's Sea and stops responding, they don't wait. They act fast, because experience has taught them. Delays can be fatal. Some believe the Devil's Sea is Japan's Bermuda Triangle. Others say it's worse. Ancient texts speak of Ryujin, a sea god who drags ships to his underwater palace. Japanese folklore is filled with tales of ghost ships, sea dragons, and phantom islands. One story tells of the Shogun Maru, a warship that supposedly encountered a floating island in the late 1800s. Sailors went ashore to explore and vanished. When the rest of the crew returned hours later, the island had disappeared too. But what makes this sea truly deadly is its unpredictability. Unlike other dangerous zones, the Devil's Sea looks calm, peaceful, even inviting. But beneath that silence lies chaos. One moment you're sailing under blue skies, the next you're fighting for your life. It's not just storms or currents, it's the feeling. Sailors report sudden unease, nausea, chills, as if something is watching, waiting. Some call it paranoia. Others say the sea is alive. You can't see it. You can't stop it. But when the Devil's Sea chooses to strike, there's no escape. The ocean has many faces, but few are as deceptive or as deadly as the Devil's Sea. For centuries, it has taken ships, swallowed sailors, erased entire crews. And even now, with sonar, satellites, and AI navigation, it still finds ways to win. Because this isn't just a sea, it's a graveyard. Even scientists who study the region admit, we still don't understand what happens here. The currents are chaotic, the seafloor constantly shifts. Weather satellites often glitch when scanning this zone. One geophysicist once called it a blind spot in the eye of the Pacific. And some ships never make it back. This is Fear the Deep. Subscribe for more true maritime horror. And remember, some waves crash, some winds howl, but in the Devil's Sea, the silence kills.